later on they're just going to be standing around doing nothing. Wide lurkers tear them apart. And it looks like Boxer is going to move this Medic Marine team down to check this expansion out. Single Zergling picking out that Plague Marine. Those Science Vessels are going out all by itself. It's kind of dangerous. And it looks like we got more dropship action coming up for Boxer here. Kind of a standoff in the middle right now. Neither force wants to move out. I mean, we have Boxer up on his hill with his tanks and his bunkers. And I think, you know, the Zerg just doesn't have enough gas to get as many defilers out as he'd like, and enough lurkers out as he'd like to push on that ramp, so he's sitting back trying to secure this expansion. And then as soon as he builds up a bigger force, he's going to move out. Looks like Boxer trying to sneak some vultures past Zerg, and it looks like he's already got one, and the second one's getting in. He could actually do a decent amount of damage to these drones with these vultures if he can micro this right. Oh, and it looks like he is moving in on the expansion of the Zerg with a couple science vessels, probably followed up with the Medic Marine team that we saw up there earlier. Oh, he's bringing down a couple tanks too. You can see the Nidus Canal's already up. Oh, and he's going to push. Looks like Boxer is trying to run his Marines into the Dark Swarm. That's a great idea. Those Sunken Colonies will do no damage to those Marines if he can get in there, but they did not make it, and he managed to push off that Marine attack. The tanks are still back there shelling those Sunken, so they will be weak for the next time he attacks us if he continues it. Oh, and it looks like Boxer's irradiating his own science vessel to kill these drones. If he makes the Zerg lose all these drones, that's going to be huge. And he does. He kills every drone on minerals with that radiated science vessel. That's great. I love to see that stuff. Dark Swarm going up on those tanks. Those will go down to those Zerglings. Oh, we see fire bats coming down. That's going to tear these Zerglings up. Even inside of the Dark Swarm, the AE damage will still go off, killing them. We see Nidus Canal being used to bring more forces over to try to save this expansion. This is going to be close. If Box can use that Marine and the Medic right, then he can take this force out. It looks like he did. That was great micro. He kept that Medic right in the middle, healing off all those Marines, and the fire bat came up from below. You know, just a wave of fire taking out half those Zerglings. Looks like he did bring some lurkers to that Nidus Canal, so he's going to save this expansion at least for a little bit longer. Oh, Boxer losing another science vessel there to Stray Zerg, or Stray Scourge. He needs to watch out for that. He cannot keep losing science vessels. And we see an Ultralisk stand up for the Zerg. This could go to Ultralisks here soon enough. But like I said, Boxer is keeping that second expansion pretty much not running. He's got the gas going still. Only a few on minerals, so Ultralisks might be a little too expensive for the Zerg to run on right now. Actually, looking at the map, it looks like Zerg might have another expansion up. Yes, he does have another expansion up. So if he can get all three of these expansions running full time, then he could run those Ultralisks with Dark Swarm, and that's bad for the Terran. That is going to be very hard to fight off. Here we got first person mode. Oh, it looks like Boxer moving in on this expansion here, spreading out those Medic Marine pretty well, taking out one lurker, but losing the rest to the other one. Only two Marine and a Medic left down there. I don't think he's going to take that expansion with that. But he is harassing the drones there and keeping the drone count low with that expansion, which is what he's going to really need to do to keep the Zerg from building up an Ultralisk force. So here's a little battle in the middle for basically control the middle here. Play going off for that Defiler. Right now it's been a stalemate in the middle there, and Boxer's just been harassing this expansion. The Zerg really is in a defensive position here. He's trying to build his force enough to go push on the Terran, but Boxer keeps doing a good job of harassing his bases, keeping his drone count low so that he needs to keep popping more drones out of his eggs, making it impossible for him to build up a giant military. So we got first person mode of the Zerg here. Just amazed how fast they can move around the map, move around, give it order commands. Another radiate going off on that Defiler. He's just trying to run him out there and throw it on Dark Swarm before he dies off. Oh, so here comes another attack on the expansion in the bottom left by Boxer, and Dark Swarm going off, but Boxer stims and pulls out. It's not looking too good right here for the Zerg. If this expansion falls to Boxer's forces, he's going to be in trouble. Oh, and a drop on the main of the Zerg. This double drop by Boxer. This is just classic Boxer moves right here. Boxer is the greatest dropship user of all time. But the Zerg does manage to get a lurker down. I think it's still underneath the Dark Swarm, but the expansion does fall. The expansion goes down. So the Zerg back to only 2 bases, to Terran 2 base. That is not an economic advantage for the Zerg at all. The Zerg needs to be at least 1 base ahead of the Terran for them to be able to effectively fight. So we see Boxer moving out down below. He's just going to leave the gas there, a couple units there. He doesn't need to mess with that anymore. And I think he's going to try to do some harassment here down. Oh, and 2 science vessels. Let's see if they get irradiate. No, 1 gets picked off there by some Scourge. Still not irradiating that Defiler there. That could have been a free kill. Maybe he didn't have the energy. But we saw that Defiler throw on a Dark Swarm on that ramp, put some Zerglings on it. I think that's to stop the southern force of Boxers from getting over there and attacking from a different angle. Yeah, we do see another radiate going off on that Defiler now from that science vessel. So Boxer looking good here. They're probably both mining out of their main right now. That means they're both mining out of 1 base, which, you know, looking at the forces here, it looks like Boxer's going to be able to take this one with that kind of economy going for both sides. You can see just the Zerg still starved for any kind of resource here. And it looks like that Dark Storm has finally ran out, so he can move up the south part of that ramp. And here we go, Boxer pushing into the final expansion of the Zerg here. And dropping again on the main with 2 dropships this time. Boxer, actually his main attack on this expansion. Okay, he does secure the upper ridge of that expansion behind. So that's not going to be good for those drones at that expansion. He also on the main, his looks like, yes, and there's a GG from the Zerg, and that was just amazing play by Boxer. I mean, we saw dropships. He was everywhere on the map with dropships, dropping in the main, dropping on expansions. A little rusty with his science vessel control, losing a few to the Zerg here and there. But overall, that's the Boxer I like to see. That's the Boxer I recognize from you know, back in the day. And here is my favorite ceremony of them all. Air Force Ace. Well, that was a great match. Very exciting match. I'm so glad I chose to cast this one. I mean, Boxer just playing brilliantly there. So you see he's happy. He feels good about that win. But anyways, yeah, thanks for listening. A great match.